One thing I've seen you guys countlessly ask for is the new sounds of the weapons that PC have implemented in July 2022. Now obviously along with the new recoil they implemented, they also included the change of weapon sounds. In my opinion, some are better than the current sounds that we have. However, for the majority of the sounds, the new ones on PC, it's complete dog shit. However, can we do a test on what the new sounds on PC would be like if we were to use it within Rust Console? That's exactly what I'm going to be doing in today's video. To clear up any confusion, no, the new gun sounds are not in Rust Console, and no, it doesn't look like they're going to be coming anytime soon. We've just had a new combat update which included 3 new weapons. If they were to do any new gun sounds for the game, it would probably come next year. It seems as if they kind of do 1 to even 2 at most combat updates for the game of Rust Console. So whilst I agree, I prefer the sounds we have at this moment in time for Rust Console as opposed to the ones that are in Rust PC, I do think there are a few weapons that actually do sound better, and here is my list of what actually sounds better. I really like the PC Thompson sound. For some reason, I just really like it. Horrible gun to use now, by the way. Absolutely god-awful piece of shit. The aim cone and everything is just such a terrible gun to use. However, the sound of it is actually really good. And to be honest with you, on the topic of gun sounds, I don't actually know why they changed the weapon sounds. For whatever reason, they changed them, but I didn't really see many complaints of people wanting new sounds when it came with the recoil. People didn't really want that recoil in the first place, only kind of newbies and people that couldn't keep up with the skill gap. But I couldn't see why they changed the weapons or why they needed to feel to do that. Like, if they were going to bring an update to the game, they sure made it aware to everyone this was a huge combat update that was to change the game forever. Anyway, the next one I think I would have from Rust PC into Rust Console would be the custom SMG. I really don't like the custom SMG sound on console for some reason. It just hurts my ears. Some of the sounds on console just hurt my ears, even on the lowest of volume. And some of the PC sounds are kind of just nice. They both sound nice and they just don't hurt your ears. So what I'm going to play for you now is overlaid sounds of the guns from Rust PC, the sound specifically over the gameplay of a Rust Console weapon, because if we're going to get the best experience of what it would sound like in game, this is probably the closest we're going to get unless it actually comes to the game. I've done it for a variety of weapons. I've tried to, match up the audio as much as I can. Have a watch and listen to see if you prefer the Rust PC sounds within console for the weapons that I've got for you today. And for the most part, to my knowledge, most of the Rust Console community don't want the new sounds for the game. Now there's one of 2 reasons as to why I think people want the new sounds to come to the game. Number 1 being that generally they do like the new sounds on PC, where they've watched it in PC videos on YouTube or whatever social media platform, because there are some fans out there that do want the new sounds on this game, which I can fully understand. Everyone has a right to their opinion. However, number 2, I think another reason is that they're just bored with the game and they want any update they can get basically for this game and just want anything to come so they can just have a bit of fun. I don't actually think they really want the new gun sounds. They just want a new update to play and be excited about the game again, which if you think about it is kind of like 95% of the reason why we ask for a lot of stuff, because we're bored and we're not having fun with the game and want some new content and updates. And I don't think the new gun sounds from PC is going to be anything like that. And if we are going to get new gun sounds, who's to say that we're not going to get a new recoil with it? Now, thankfully, I think D11 have seen the backlash that PC had got when the new recoil came out, and I don't think they'll be adding the new recoil anytime soon. I don't think they'll be following in PC's footsteps for that matter. I think they should do their own, and I've made my voice fully clear of how I think they should do it, in my opinion. Just going off by the past, if we have this video in the background of basically them testing out the new sounds for PC before it released on main branch, and I think this was on PTB at the time, everyone was like, yeah, these are sick, can't wait for it to come to the game. And when it came to the game, it just felt like everyone just had the opposite opinion to it. They didn't like it at all. One person who pretty much has the same opinion as me is that of Jota Kelson, who said, I heard someone talk about the sound fatigue. The old sounds weren't good for long sessions, which I fully agree with, especially when PvPing. He goes on to say as well, as much as I never had any issues, I imagine it's more of an accessibility thing, just like CSGO did. So whilst, yeah, the sounds that we have currently are good, specifically custom, Tommy and ACAD go as far to say, when you're like listening to them, it just makes your head go absolutely fucked. Which could be a reason why when I go into PTB sessions, I want to get out after just spending 15 minutes to half an hour there. Nonetheless, whilst I think it's a really good topic to talk about whether this should come into the game or not, since it's a pretty big update in itself when it comes to the gun sounds, it's something we use pretty much every time we come into the game. So for it to have a new repackaged sound, it's something big within the community, and I don't think it should come to this game at this moment in time. I think there's more pressing issues this game has than gun sounds. I think that should be the least of our worries, and I think unless you're an actual fan of the new gun sounds on PC, I wouldn't bother asking for it if you're just looking for a quick fix to have a bit of fun on Rust Console again once the mill tunnels effect wears off when that update is dropped on main branch. Also, I'll make a community tab post as well, but the first guest for the short discussion or podcast for my channel is going to be Jack Shepherd. This is someone that, you know, I took huge inspiration from in terms of editing my videos in this sort of way for the game. I think it's an untapped style of content that people are yet to kind of find out about. People just doing wipe after wipe videos, which for some works, but for me, it just gets a bit dry playing the game like that. It's almost like a full-time job, and I much rather edit and commentate over stuff that are going on within the community than playing it like I used to. So be on the lookout in the next couple of weeks for that. That'll be a really, really good project. Also, if we're talking about updates, I've just made our server live at CNQR Warfare 3X. We are now turning on Boom. By the time you see this, there's probably Boom already enabled within the server. It's a 1.5x for sulfur, so you know, if you're gonna raid, you're gonna have to work for it. Everything else is 3x at this moment in time, and so far with the new settings we're configuring, it's going really, really well. So anyone that is playing it, thank you for staying loyal, for one, because it did die off at the start, but now it's back alive, which is really good to see. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video, subscribe if you are new around here. Thank you for all the support as always, and I'll see you in the next one.